Aloha, beautiful beings. I am going to. We're live. Aloha, namaste. I'm in Quartzsite, or no, I'm not. I'm dreaming. I will be soon. I am in Cortez, Colorado at Gateway Ranch, coming to you live with my weekly address to the community and thoughts, words, wisdom, feelings. And I'm currently in my RV. Uh, I'm feeling like showing you guys all my double necked fire guitar. Gonna be rocking that out this winter. Um, and we have a few announcements. First announcement, for those that didn't catch it last week, we'd like to welcome Crystal Jones as our new secretary for the Church of Flames. Thank you, Crystal. Welcome. Aaron Clavel has been our secretary from the ground up, has assisted in sculpting this entire organization and all of the contracts and paperwork and the bylaws and the mission statement and so much, so many years of planning and hard work and committed action and moving forward with a dream. And I just want to express my deep, deep gratitude to Erin Black Sunshine Clavel, also known in the contact staff world or the fire world as Stick Girl. Um, Thank you, Erin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she has stepped into a role that is really called to her since the beginning, and that's she has taken on the job as president of the Temple of Equality in the Church of Flames. And she has just recently, last week, started a Facebook group. It's the Church of Flames Equality page and Temple of Equality, but it just says Church of Flames Equality. So if you get a chance, go join that group. We're gonna be, she's gonna be diving into human design and the gene keys and astrology and how it all works with the I Ching and how it works with your design and how you can really learn so much about yourself by just doing your gene keys and going through and actually contemplating those things. I highly, highly, highly recommend going on that journey. The church is all, it's based off of sacred geometry. The entire, everything in the organization is set up in sacred geometry, follows the seed of life and flower of life pattern. And uh, both in its leadership, its structure, and how it grows. So, uh, the gene keys and human design and the I Ching all are fundamental aspects of uh, the church. And while we are not dogmatic in any way, we do recommend and offer the opportunity to explore a lot of different information that might resonate with you. You'll never know if it resonates with you unless you choose to explore. So, this is an encouragement um, to explore, to dive in, to find out what you're all about. And it's a really insightful journey, at least mine has been. And it's a journey that you can just keep on diving in deeper and deeper and deeper because it's about your relationship with you and how you show up in reflection and in relationship with others. And it really brings uh, a lot of self-compassion, a lot of self-understanding, a lot of self-acceptance. For instance, man, uh, I am uh, I am a projector, and it's really important for me to wait for the invite before I deliver information, or before I give advice, or before I uh, put energy into something. It is important for me to wait for the invite to do so. And it's also really important for me to take naps and get lots of sleep and take good care of myself and have some alone time to just like really, um, yeah. And I didn't know that. And I grew up in a very masculine world, as all of us have. But from in my family, uh, we were really, force a result, create a result, produce the result, especially for a man. You got to create, got to put in the work, right? And that was just driven and ingrained in me, imprinted in me from childhood. That you got to work really hard to create, to bring your dreams to creation, or to get ahead in life. And um, so I worked and worked and worked, and I always wanted to do my best, and I put in out of this world energy. Um, it's really interesting because I do have, like this, I have so much energy. And, uh, but I also would drive myself to points of like exhaustion and um, just unhealthy amounts of forceful making it happen energy. And when I found out that it was in my design to take a nap, when I found out that it was really important for me to uh, get some good sleep, uh, when I gave myself permission to do that, oh my goodness, life changed. Life changed so big because I was aware of the fact that it's important for me to do that, and that it's okay for me to do that because it's part of my design. And all of a sudden, and all of these things came up that, as I looked into it, that I was like, oh, I do that. Oh, that's why it's okay for me to be like that, because I'm designed to be like that. I'm perfect just the way I am. And that brings so much self respect, self love, um, self confidence, self awareness, and in a good way, being aware of the self and what you need, and how to nurture yourself. And you know what it allowed me to be compassionate to myself and love myself unconditionally, and realize uh, how important uh, I am, and how important each and every one of you are. And it is, uh, we're all these beautiful gifts, and we're all these puzzle pieces to a greater whole. And we all have our own unique talents and gifts. And often we look at somebody else because we're from a different perspective, and this is this beautiful thing called life, right? Um, we see the people around us that we're interacting with, and we see them for what they're reflecting, and we're seeing their grandeur, and their all the things that they can, that just come so easy to them, and things that they excel in that we might not. And we tend to value the things that we lack in ourselves, in other people. And we think, Wow, you're amazing. I wish I could be like that. Or, or a lot of times it falls into this self judgment, this unconscious self judgment that happens when we compare ourselves to one another. And that self judgment doesn't have to happen, it's a choice. And a lot of times it's a subconscious program that's playing in the back of your head that most people aren't even aware of, but there's little decisions and judgments being made behind the scenes based on our stories and what we have entertained as our truth in reality. And when we judge people, uh, especially ourselves, we're pushing things down and we're um, not lifting things up. And the truth of it is that you're just as special as I am. And that's saying something because I am very, 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 very special, unique, with my own set of talents that are absolutely out of this world and incredible. And you have those talents too. They're different talents, they're different energetic embodiments, they're different things that come easy to you, different interests, different uh, ways of intaking. You have your own design, and it is just as beautiful as mine, and just as beautiful as your neighbors, and just as beautiful as the cashier at the grocery store. And we're all actually really divine and beautiful, and we all are so special. And this life is such an incredible lesson for us to come into a deeper understanding of who and what we actually are. And the gene keys and human design give you an opportunity to take a look at that design and really start to get to know yourself on a deeper level and understand how different relationships work based off of other people's gene keys in human design. And a lot of people out there don't believe in astrology, and we're not here to tell you what to believe in. We are here to give you opportunities to check things out and see if they resonate. And we are here to be a safe space for people to explore um, their uniqueness. And in a world of judgment, um, demonstrating your uniqueness can sometimes be very vulnerable. And I highly recommend anybody out there checking out Brene Brown and her vulnerability video on YouTube if you haven't seen it. And even if you have seen it, I recommend revisiting it because it's through vulnerability and putting ourselves out there and just trusting, regardless of what anybody else thinks, especially if you're really concerned about being judged, or um, all the better to do it, because the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. And the truth is if you're listening to your heart and you're doing and following your heart, and you're choosing into those things that you want to do but you're kind of scared to, and so you keep on like tippy toeing around, not choosing in, but wanting to, really wanting to do this, but scared of how people might take it or react. Oh, that is a clear sign. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Because here's the thing, when you do stuff like that, you're listening to your heart and you're part of the collective consciousness. And the truth is that when you do that, you're actually being both vulnerable and super brave. And it gives people the opportunity to judge you. it also gives people the opportunity to relate to you. And those people that could relate to you and realize that they're not the only ones feeling that way or wanting to do this or wanting to do that, or when people can relate to one another, then we're not trying to fit into some mold that of what other people think we need to be. We're realizing that it's okay to be exactly who you are. In fact, it's not only okay for you to be exactly who you are, you're a blessing. And when you're choosing the vulnerability, you're being a blessing to everyone who witnesses you. Rather they choose to judge you, or rather they choose to be inspired. So, uh, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about this week, and I kind of got off, I went on my lesson without finishing my announcements, but we'll come to the rest of the announcements later. The other thing I want to talk to you about is perspective. Because, man, there's a whole bunch of people out there that are seeing like this and like this and like this and like this, and their perspective is that they got this on and they can only see this much, and they're standing in front of a tree and they're like, no, it looks like this, da 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 da, and they can't even tell that because there's a tree in their way, that there's a cliff that they can climb up to just 30 feet away and 10 feet up, where they can have like this whole great big view, and they can take their blinders off and have a grand view. And but our judgments and our what we think is right, and what we uh, the beliefs that we have that will defend all out, those are blinders, those are restrictors, those are only allowing you to see from a particular viewpoint with very limited perspective. And there's a whole bunch of people out there that are very much feeling right in their own way, willing to defend, willing to fight to the death to defend their perspective. When in all actuality, they could open up. And the more you open up, and the more you're aware of all the different perspectives that you could take, and the more compassionate you can become through relating with others and understanding where they might be or how they might be seeing things, all of a sudden that broadens your perspective. And you can see so much more. And you can realize that there's no dogmatic thing called God to be fighting for. Your God's better than my God. My prophet's better than your prophet. These teachings that I really don't even have enough perspective to understand, but I'm gonna judge people, and all the way to where I'm okay with murder and death and war and killing people. When belief system has brought you to the point where you will kill people over defending that belief system, well, then if you find yourself in that kind of a situation, I highly encourage you to reevaluate and deepen your understanding of whatever prophet you're listening to or paying attention to, subscribe to, rather that be Jesus, rather that be Muhammad, rather that be uh, whichever prophet. There's a lot of great prophets, and you know what? There's a, all of those great prophets have one thing in common: love. Love for all, openness. They're all masters, and they're all worth following and exploring. But most of them were teaching the same thing. And it even says it in the Bible. The kingdom of God resides within you. We are creators. We are powerful creators. And the Church of Flames is here not to tell you what to do, not to tell you what to believe in, not to tell you you're right or wrong, um, but we are here to give you an opportunity to unite, to create unity, to grab your neighbor's hand, to to love. Because here's the thing, we can create unity just by a simple choice, moment to moment to moment, by uniting, by opening up, by listening instead of trying to defend. And just because I'm listening doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong, and it doesn't mean that you're right and I'm wrong. It doesn't mean I need to take whatever you're telling me personally, but I can become informed, and I can even ask questions so that I understand your perspective deeper. Because the truth of it is we're all got all of these other perspectives, and no one person can see the entire view unless you're like really tapping into the universal mind and like really opening yourself up on that level. Then yeah, maybe you can. I'm not going to limit you. um, my daily meditation practice goes, and I just keep on getting better and better and better, and I just keep on bringing myself to deeper levels of balance and deeper levels of inner truth, and unraveling and discovering my divinity as I trust you are. This is awakening within. And every human being out there has a desire to be good enough, to be valuable, to be loved, to be cared for, to be held. Everybody out there wants to be good enough. And the truth of the matter is everybody out there is. You're a divine, powerful beyond your imagination. In fact, your imagination has a great deal to do with your power. For there is nothing that wasn't imagined first, that didn't come across as an idea, thought, and expanded upon to bring it into creation. Everything on planet Earth that mankind's ever made started right here. And we're all connected. Rather you want to realize that and become aware of that, because here's the thing about perception and viewpoints. You can only, you're limited by your limits. You're limited, your You're only capable of seeing vantage points that you're aware of. Kind of like the cliff that you can see that's just right 30 feet away because you're standing in front of a tree and you got these on, and you're not aware that there's a vantage point that's 35 feet up on the ground. It's got a little trail with handrails going to it because you're standing in front of a tree with these limits saying I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And uh, and so you are. And that's the other thing about perception and reality is you're absolutely right. Whatever you believe to be true is true for you. And it dictates what you're going to experience in reality. It's going to dictate what your relationships look like. Everything is going to dictate everything. Your beliefs and where you hold yourself and what you choose into and the thoughts you entertain create everything. And so uh, I just really encourage you to broaden. Uh, this is what I'm working on this week, to broaden my awareness, to broaden my views, to listen deeper, and uh, to follow my heart. And anytime I'm in doubt, it is my practice to sit, recenter, connect, and allow whatever needs to happen to me, or to gain clarity. And I feel like we very much live in a fast-paced world where that creative energy is just pushed. We gotta, and the brain thinks, oh well, how could I produce a result if I don't like just keep on going at it? Um, and that's the thing is that we live in a balanced system, and it takes both active creative energy, masculine energy, and feminine yin receptive energy for abundance to flow, and for things to, and everything's flowing anyway, but it to be in harmony with it, that's being in flow. And so I just want to tell everybody out there that's watching, that sees this, that tunes in, um, that you're special, and that you are of value and worth, and that you are of equal value and worth to any human being that you could ever compare yourself to. And that you're perfect just the way you are in this moment of now. And now is where all of your power is. And at any moment in time, as a human race, individually, we have the opportunity to unite with one another, to connect from a space of love, from a space of compassion, and start creating and receiving and being in harmonious relationship that's based off of integrity because we choose to keep our word. I'm sending you all so much love, and I highly recommend checking out Aaron's equality page, the Church of Flames equality page. The other thing is we're leading up to Love Fest Day. Love Fest Day is on the 19th through the 20th, October 19th through the 20th, and it's where the moon crosses Venus. And We celebrate it by doing loving things for ourselves, because it really starts with loving ourselves and pampering ourselves and doing what we love and giving ourselves permission to take the time and space, even if you're super, super busy and it looks like you have no time. You have just as much time as everybody else. You have time. You just have to set it aside. And that's protecting and giving yourself value, to nurture yourself. That's far more valuable than whatever result you think you need to produce. Because if you nurture yourself and you love yourself and you give yourself what you need, the things that you wanted to produce as a result will kind of just line up, and it'll all happen easily and it'll be in flow, because you gave yourself what you needed, whatever that might be, moment to moment, because you're listening to yourself. And if you're listening to yourself and you're doing what your heart says, and then all of a sudden it doesn't matter what somebody else is telling you should do. And you're not seeking validation and worth from somebody else, or seeking love from somebody else. It's nice when it comes, it's received when it comes, it's felt and yummy, but you're already loved. You already gave it to yourself. Oh, yeah. And so Love Fast Day is really powerful, because the more people out there that are choosing to give themselves love, that are choosing to do what they love, to choosing to set 10 minutes outside of the day to do something, or an hour to go do something that you love to do, or, you know, and I personally recommend putting your right hand on your heart chakra, right in the center, and left hand on your right, and speaking these words, even if they're hard, even if you're like, I don't love myself, and if you find yourself in that situation, all the more reason to give yourself some love. And here's the thing is that you are a creator, and whatever you give to yourself, you're going to receive. Rather, there might be some resistance, and that's all subconscious programming. It's all subconscious judgments that are keeping you from feeling worthy of being loved. Yet you are powerful. And all you gotta do, like seriously, all you gotta do is speak these words 9 times. And by the time you're done speaking these words, you'll feel a lot more worthy of that love. So, sometimes it is fake it until you make it, especially with loving yourself. Because if you're giving yourself love, you're actually receiving it on a level past the resistance, and as you give it, the resistance kind of goes away, and the more you give, the more the resistance goes away, and then all of a sudden you're fully capable and receptive to your love, because you feel worthy, because you've been giving yourself love, and you're speaking these vibrations of creation out of your mouth into the universe, saying, I love myself. And it might, for the first, if you're like, don't feel worthy of love, and if you're in complete resistance, then try starting out with, I am worthy of love. I am valuable. I am worthy. I am worth it. I am good enough. I am good enough. I am valuable. And then all of a sudden you're like, I am valuable. And then you're like, yeah, I'm yummy too. I'm blissful. And it gets to that point, the more and more you love yourself. And the more and more you love yourself and do loving things for yourself, the more things just kind of line up for you as well. And the universe is always serving you perfectly, always giving you, and it might not seem perfect in the moment, but it's always these beautiful opportunities to learn exactly what you need to learn, moment to moment to moment to moment. And that's where the I Ching comes in. And the I Ching is a 5,500-year-old book, maybe even older. The Tao Te Ching's based off of it. Lots of kung fu and like martial arts from China are based off of it. Binary codes based off of it. Lots and lots of things are based off of the I Ching, and it's actually where the yin yang originates. And it's because it's this 64 different energies, different hexagrams that are comprised of 32 programming partners that are exactly opposite of the yin yang from them, and exactly opposite of in binary code, and exactly opposite in energy. They work together because they're reflections, and it creates this perfectly balanced system, and it's really incredible. And I don't know how it works. I just know that it works, and I know that it's a deep dive into the self. And it's not about anybody else. It's about your relationship to yourself. So how can, I'm not here to tell you what your relationship to yourself looks like. That's for you and you alone to figure out. And I trust that if you're watching this video, you're deepening and deepening and deepening that relationship with yourself. So, anyway, so an encouragement to start utilizing an I Ching. Um, I highly recommend that. I also highly recommend a daily meditation practice and giving yourself that time to sit, even if it's so uncomfortable and you don't think you can do it. Build up. Start with sitting for 5 minutes. The amount of clearing, the stillness that happens within the mind just in 5 minutes is a crazy change. And it'll change your entire day. It'll change everything. And when you've got 5 minutes down, go to 10. Then go to 11. Start being conscious of the words you speak out of your mouth, the thoughts that you entertain. And yeah, have a great week and celebrate Love Fest Day. So back to Love Fest Day. Kind of ADD all over the place. I'm sure you can relate to me on some level, rather that be something inside of you or a dear friend. But it's perfect, right? And so back to Love Fest Day. 3 sets of 3. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. For a total of 9 at least. Okay, 9's a great number. And then put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your left. I gratefully acknowledge, accept, and receive this divine love for myself now. And feel it. And sit with it. Giving yourself the biggest, most loving, yummy hug. And absorbing it in all of yourself. Just taking it in. So, starting out the day like that, for Love Fest Day especially, but you can start every day out like that if you'd like. In fact, I highly recommend it. And you can give yourself love anytime you want. You can give yourself any type of energy that you want consciously in any moment in time. And if you give it to yourself, you're going to receive it and you're going to be it. That's how it is. And so just keep that tool in mind. You are powerful and you can give yourself whatever you need in any moment energetically. Uh, the second and third part of Love Fest Day, because we do a lot of things here uh, in the Church of Flames when in threes, sixes, or nines. Um, so reach out to three random or well thought out acts of kindness. Okay, uh, just whatever resonates with you this Love Fest Day. And Love Fest Day happens once a month. It's actually when the moon crosses Venus, so we're all a little bit more open to receiving love on that day. So it's a great time for us to celebrate giving love on that day. Um, so, three random or well thought out acts of kindness. And then the other set of three is think of three people that have deeply impacted your life in a positive way. And call them, write them, take them out to lunch, coffee, connect with them, and express your deep gratitude for how they've impacted your life. Yeah. Can you imagine? Let's 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 just say, can you imagine 1,000,000 people on this planet celebrating Love Fest Day? Wow, what a beautiful energy. And can you imagine 3,000,000 people on this planet celebrating Love Fest Day in the manner in which I just described? This is one of the ways that we can change the world, and it all starts with us. And if you participate in Love Fest Day, you are participating in the change of the world because you are, first and foremost, changing your world. And that's where it starts. So, I will be going live on Love Fest Day just to celebrate Love Fest Day. And we look forward to uh, some announcements. We are looking for people that are interested in assisting us in looking through our Grant Watch account and scanning and finding grants that are in alignment with our purpose. Uh, each of the acronym of flames is a temple. So we got fire, love, art, music, equality, and sustainability. And there's lots of grants out there for all of those temples. And there's lots of projects that can deeply affect planet Earth and the human race in a positive way. Uh, I just wanted to share some of them with you. We got uh, in sustainability grants, water regeneration, water recycling and cleaning, uh, uh, agriculture, styrocrete, um, aircrete, all kinds of different building uh, materials and methods that are affordable and cheap. Affordable housing is something that just has to happen. Has to happen. We all deserve shelter. We're all brothers and sisters on this planet. And the more we awaken to that awareness, you wouldn't want your brother to be without a home, or your sister, would you? Or your mom or dad? Everybody's got a mom and dad, and everybody's got a brother and sister, and we're all connected. We all have feelings. And we all have taken things personally, and we've all created judgments, and we've created beliefs and belief systems about people, races, religions. And it's really time to drop those belief systems. If there's something that's getting in the way of you being able to love another human being, then I challenge you to challenge that belief system. Look into it deeper. See what what truly resonates in your heart. And whatever truly resonates in your heart, yeah. And I'm not here to tell you what that is. I just am here to encourage you to explore. I feel complete with this week's weekly address. Um, we are accepting. It takes a lot of money to run this organization and to be building it in the manner in which we're building it and uh, doing the things that we're doing. And it's all coming right now. A lot of it's coming from inner finances within, and we could really use some support. We could really use some support. In fact, we got these uh, cool little boxes. These are fire starter kits, and uh, we we're gonna start out. This is a gift that you get, and it's gonna have the Church of Flames logo. And if for anybody that donates $1,111 or more, we'll get a box, a fire starter kit for you to start ceremonial fires. And we're going to have different levels of these boxes, and they're going to be to different levels of extravagance that will reflect the amount donated. So we haven't really decided what those price points are, but we really, just for our operating costs and getting all of the programs and software and to do what we're doing, just to run the thing, is quite a bit of money. And some of our projects that they're pretty innovative, they cost money, and we deserve, we absolutely deserve, and I am asking if you're in a position to donate money to the Church of Flames, do so, because you are contributing to beautiful change. 100%. And the team that is gathered around me are all such beautiful, brilliant masters of their fields. And if everybody's doing what they love to do and what they are, then, and we're utilizing one another without ego, with balanced egos that are connected and value one another. Oh yeah. So anyway, also we Rain Grant created this beautiful mini movie for us to showcase prior to fire baptisms at the Yin on Fire Festival. Uh, and it is amazing. It really is a clear 4-minute description of what this organization is all about. And what this organization is all about is creating solutions. Not just a few solutions, but lots of solutions to all basic human needs, all the way up the hierarchy of needs. Because if everybody has their basic human needs and beyond met, just met, we're having much different conversations on planet Earth. Because the current system, it's working. It's been working for thousands of years, and it's based off of scarcity, and it's based off of pain, and it's based off of fear and judgment, and people in powerful positions have the ability to make you afraid. No, no, they introduce fear. They introduce things to be afraid of, and things to judge, and things to direct your attention to. And if you're directing your attention to something, you're only able to see what you're directing your attention to. And your thoughts are going to follow, and your emotions are going to follow. Energy and motion, all created by thoughts. And what thoughts are you entertaining? And how often do you check in with yourself on what thoughts you're entertaining? And do those thoughts produce good feelings? If the answer is no, then I highly recommend working on shifting your thoughts. And a good way to start is I love myself. So, I love you, and I believe in you. I believe in this organization. I believe in the human race coming together to work on and create solutions to all kinds of things. We are powerful and we are abundant, especially when we work together. So, uh, have a beautiful week. I'll see you next week at 3:33, and yeah, go check out our website. It's looking better and better and better. Uh, it's at churchofflames.org, and you can also please uh, find us on YouTube, churchofflames.org, and like and subscribe, and have a beautiful week. Sending you all so much love. Mwah.